What's up, mortals? It's Dante from the anime Underworld, and today we are back this week with chapter 198, Percival versus Diodora. The fight many fans have been waiting for, that has been built up for quite a while. Hope versus despair. Who will come out on top? Well, let's begin. We begin this chapter back at the arena. It is the final day of the 𝐼W&x Gladiator Festival. Today they'll hold the semi-final matches of Block A and B, followed by the final match between the winners, who will be crowned the champion and earn their freedom and any wish they want. And of course, the most prideful member, Gawain, thinks that it's going to be her. I mean, yes, she is the daughter of the Sin of Pride, so I get where she's coming from. She asks Ballin if she's going to be the winner, and he just says, yeah, I'll cheer you on. But don't be so sure about that, Gawain. Tristan is... I'm sorry, it's just... 𝐵𝐸𝐿, what the hell is with that face? And thank you for clarifying that this is indeed 𝐵𝐸𝐿. It's just... okay, sorry. Tristan says that he will be the one claiming victory, with 𝐵𝐸𝐿 backing him. I'm sorry, this is just so funny. While the winners are preparing for their matchups, we transition back to the stands, where the platoons are sitting and waiting, with both Isolde sitting right next to each other. 𝐃𝐨𝐬𝐿 asks, why are you over here? Tristan would want you closer, no? And Isolde, now wearing the ribbon on her head, which, I'll be honest, is not really a good look. I've been used to her without it. Says that the prince has ordered me to keep you protected in case of unexpected events. Which does show that Tristan has basically forgiven 𝐃𝐨𝐬𝐿, even though many of the others really don't trust her anymore, especially 𝐵𝐸𝐿. Because, dude, what the is that face? And how the did you get over there? Weren't you by Tristan? Did you just teleport? But back to the Isolde. Hall Isolde says that she certainly hopes that her father's memories will come back, which again does show that both Tristan and his Isolde are a bit more mature than 𝐃𝐨𝐬𝐿. But enough about the platoon, it's time to get into it with the Block A semi-final match, Percival versus Diodora. Gowther hypes up the crowd, saying Percival has shown dominant latent force against Gareth and Mystery Package. Meanwhile, Diodora has the nightmarish ability to inflict any wound he receives on his opponent instead. And Gowther is thinking to himself, truly a clash between the dual forces of hope and despair. That's what I've been saying this whole time. And what does the Percival platoon think? Donnie is very worried, so much that his stomach hurts, saying that he's wondering if Percival can even win. But Anne calls him an idiot, saying that there's no way until it starts, is there? And Nacienz, being the simp, says we should at least believe in him. Just as the battle begins, Tristan and Gawain are wondering about the fight themselves, with Gawain saying that Percival's the clear pick when it comes to physical and battle sense, with Tristan agreeing, saying yes, and he's also got the circular force dubs crafted for him. All while Diodora is summoning the portal to purgatory, Tristan says, but if he can't figure out how to deal with that terrifying magic, it'll be an uphill climb. Just as the portal is opening, the healing damage bounced back at him will only drain his magical force. And from the portal, his two loyal pets spring forward to join Diodora in battle. The son of Ironside pulls out his blade, saying, let's make this fun. A nice, exciting duel to the death. Look at those eyes. There's no mercy in them. But what does Percival do? He plunges his sword into the ground, and this seems to have gotten Diodora's goat. He yells in a psychotic manner, have you lost your mind? You're gonna give up because you know you can't win? Can't win, huh? Tell that to Percival's fist in your stomach there, pal, as he launches Diodora back with his group, wincing, expecting something to happen to dear Percival. Even Diodora says, "You know that your strikes won't work." Or does it? Diodora actually loses his lunch. He starts puking, which shocks everyone because it didn't work on Percival. He stands there unharmed from his own attack. He just walks over to him menacingly, with Diodora wondering why his magic was not even working. Why didn't the blows transfer over? He slashes his blade, but Percival is quick, delivering a roundhouse punch to his face. No doubt breaking a few teeth. Don't worry, maybe there's a visit from the Tooth Fairy in the future.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
This shocks the crowd. Diodora's magic is failing him? It's not activating at all against Percival's attacks. And what's even stranger, the beasts that Diodora summoned, they aren't attacking Percival. They're actually going behind him and glaring at Diodora as he yells, "What are you two doing? Kill this man!" And they don't obey him. Despite the cute friendship that they had in the past, they just growl and hiss at him. Maybe what he needs to do is just stick out his hand and do the How to Train Your Dragon thing. Maybe that'll work. And Diodora is shocked, saying, "Why must every single one of you abandon me?" The Percival Platoon are in shock and are wondering, why isn't Diodora's magic activating, as the son of Ironside just goes fully insane and full throttle at Percival, slashing his swords, with them asking what has happened to the son of Ironside's magic. 𝐿 says, "Against me, my first attack didn't bounce back." As the group begins to wonder, Percival is just beating the ever-loving crap out of a crying Diodora, who is helpless against the Knight of Death. But then, suddenly, 𝐿 has a theory when he threatened to hurt Percival, and Diodora was filled with rage against him. Right after that, it felt as if none of the attacks worked anymore. Even Gawain figured this one out, saying, "I used an analogy to explained it last match, with Tristan being very confused, but she explains, despair is really little more than a curse. I think it's the case." With another punch to the face, one that really messed up Diodora. He's gonna need to go to the dentist. Gawain explains that the magic only works on attacks fueled by negative emotion. Yeah, we kind of figured this one out, but I also want to point out this is very similar to Esterosa's commandment, the commandment of love, back in the first series. For the commandment to work, any opponent that is facing against Esterosa has to have negative emotions, anger specifically felt towards him. The same goes for Diodora's magic. If anyone wishes harm upon him, then any attack that is dealt to Diodora is reflected back. But there was a way to overcome both of these things. Escanor was entirely prideful. He was too prideful not to feel anger for someone so lowly beneath him. And the same seems to be for Percival. He feels no ill will towards Diodora. After that punch, Diodora is sent flying. As Gawain keeps talking, I'm sure his grandfather helped him toss away all the anger he felt for Diodora. Right now, despair is going to affect Percival one bit. Diodora is on the ground, his face bloodied and full of tears, with Percival walking up to him with a bloodied fist. He stares down at the son of Ironside, saying, "We still know nothing about each other." But rather than dealing another blow, his hand extends out and he says, "So let's be friends." Oh boy, there's a little something to say about this chapter, but that is how we end chapter 198, with Percival turning the other cheek and extending his hand towards the crying Diodora. I gotta say, I was hoping that this chapter would last a little bit longer, like maybe an extra chapter. For such a hyped up fight, it was really short. Gawain versus Balin was longer than this. And as for Percival's gesture, I doubt that this is going to be what convinces Diodora to be friends. Dude, you just beat the ever-loving snot out of him.
All right, LaRusso. You! You just tried to cripple me.
You really think that he's gonna turn in his state of mind? No. And another thing that many people should be looking at, look at Percival's hand. What do you notice? That's right, the ring is missing. Again. Oh, and get this. According to leaks, chapter 199 is titled Guests. So you know what this means? Camelot is about to come to the Gladiator Festival to intercept 3 of the 4 Knights of the Apocalypse. What do you think is going to happen in chapter 199? What is Diodora's next move? Who are these guests that will be coming? Let me know in the comments. If you love 7 Deadly Sins of 4 Knights of the Apocalypse material, subscribe for more videos coming your way very soon. And stick around to stay tuned for more to come. This has been Dante from the anime Underworld, and I'll see you mortals later.